Hello everyone, welcome back to Trek A Day. I want to give my impressions of the premiere of Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5, the final season of this animated comedy TV show, and we start off with 2 episodes for the premiere. The episodes both featured a standalone story with the majority of the crew of the Cerritos, as well as a story that connects between the two with Tendi as she is still on extended leave, acting as an Orion pirate working for her sister, and we see her in the first of these 2 episodes being her badass Mistress of the Winter Constellation self as an Orion pirate, but struggling a bit with where that conflicts with her Starfleet ideology and a little bit of butting heads as she is a person of two cultures, and struggling a bit with her interactions with her crew until she starts finding more depth to their own desires for their lives and how they want to expand beyond this stereotypical Orion pirate life. And during a mission to uncover an older Orion vessel, which turns out to be a medical vessel, and we get little tidbits of changes and events throughout Orion culture with these 2 episodes as we've been getting through Tendi's character in the previous seasons. They encounter, in one of the funniest moments, a nod to the animated series with the blue Orions, the Orions, which is especially funny because I had just rewatched that episode with my wife like maybe a week ago, so it was funny to encounter that as very timely. And that conflict that they have continues on and splits off into a hostile conflict between their two houses, which then brings them into conflict with the Orion Queen of the Pirates and sets up a solar sail space race to help settle their conflict. And it's a lot of fun pirate action, and Tendi dealing with the two parts of herself and focuses a lot on her relationship with her sister as the primary crux of the emotional element before she finally settles things and ends up coming back to her position in Starfleet. And then in the first of these episodes with the rest of our crew, they are still settling into their roles as being lieutenants, being the next step up and having people underneath them and trying to find their place and trying to adapt to the leadership responsibilities they're starting to be given. And they encounter a dimensional rift and encounter another Cerritos, the very different crew. And it's interesting because they chose, instead of making it very mirror universe or very significantly different, it's an alternate reality that is very close to our own, and that almost creates a little more tension between the two crews with these small differences as they try and solve separating and closing that rift. And the main conflict then comes from Mariner encountering another version of herself as she is struggling with trying to become a responsible authority figure. She encounters a version of herself that has taken that too far with her aggressiveness and overbearing personality as the captain of that alternate universe, Cerritos, who then tries to switch places with her, and we have a bit of an action sequence as they try and switch back. So that deals with that capacity of the characters, which rolls into then the story of the next episode, which I thought was pretty interesting, where they are sent to help a society that has reached the level of development of post-scarcity, and they're trying to dismantle their capitalist system as they enter this stage. And it's done in a way that is very Lower Decks, to where there's a little bit of that societal commentary and a little bit of that exploration, but it's very toned down to be a very humorous approach to that rather than something we'd see on like TNG or Deep Space Nine or anything. It's something that's a very kind of comedic version of the perspective of those events and the element of that society that doesn't want to dismantle that system and lose the power that they have within that system, kidnapping a few crew members and difficulty involved there. It's a fun little standalone episode, and that's what I liked about the two of these. I thought it was a good start to the season. I liked that it wasn't some big world-ending threat that was introduced in the beginning of the season. It was more of sticking to the characters and smaller scale stories. So overall, I felt like it was a fun start to the season. I'd love to hear what you thought about these episodes.